Honestly, I love beauty and I love to shop, and I'm constantly on TikTok. TikTok helps a lot. Again, like just a lot of things are online now. There's so many different reviews, there's so many different platforms where you can search it. And I think it's quite easy now to navigate and find more about a product, especially now because Korean beauty is so big.
Welcome to another episode of Purify and Beautify, the podcast that shows you the other side of beauty. Every week, we interview the experts in the world of beauty, health, and wellness so that you can make an informed decision and find the products that are right for you. My name is Noura Bushama.
And I'm Linda Yates. This week on the show, we are bringing you an expert on the trending topic of Asian beauty and skincare. That's right, we're going to be talking about K beauty, J beauty, and so much more. And we're going to be talking about whether it's something that would work for you. Our expert this week is Shinta Huynh, and she works in product development for personal care products in Australia and also stays up to date on the latest trend in Asian beauty. Let's jump right into the interview. Shinta, thank you so much for coming on Nourify and Beautify. We are really excited to chat with you today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here as well.
So, you work in new product development for personal care products in Australia, but you're also an expert in the world of Asian beauty, meaning K beauty and J beauty, things like that. Many people think of K beauty as a very cutting edge and really setting the standards for personal care and skincare products. But I think there is a lot that know nothing about it and never heard about it.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Uh, Probably many more who have heard about Asian beauty and heard about the products that are amazing, but they don't really know more, or they want to know more about that.
Well, let me actually kind of continue that thought. So I think people have a tendency to stick to what they know, and something when they hear something like that, K beauty, they may not think it's for them. And I am totally uneducated on this, so I'm very looking forward to your comments and your insight. Or they might actually see it sometimes as a trend or a fad and end up missing out on products that perhaps could really work for them. So we are really glad again that you're here to demystify all of this.
Yes, I'm excited to speak about it. For me, like I love Korean beauty. I love Japanese beauty. I think it started as well on my first trip to Taiwan. So I had actually unexpectedly discovered K beauty. I've always loved skincare. I've always loved beauty. So when I stumbled across like a local store, I was immediately curious. I had seen brands in there like Your Innisfree, Tony Moly, Skin Food. This was about 8 years ago, so I've never heard about these brands. After doing research and reading a few blogger reviews, I decided to try out, and from then my skin has been hooked. My love for K beauty just continued to grow as I experimented with more products and when I visited Korea as well. I think as well staying current is also a natural part of my day to day. I've always been online, I've always traveled, researched, so I'm always constantly keeping eye on trends. So I think here my passion for beauty helped with the love of K beauty. I don't necessarily think, well, it is quite a trend at the moment, and I think it's just due to the fact that you have the likes of like TikTok and stuff like that, and consumers are constantly talking about it. But in Korea, it's actually not really a trend, I would say. It's similar to if you walk into a Sephora, you'll see like your cult brands, like your Charlotte Tilbury, your Kiehl's and stuff like that. But in Korea, they would have their own cult brands. So yeah, so that's quite different as well.
Gotcha.
Oh, so I see how you got into the Asian beauty, but how keep up to date? Like how you do keep with the trends? How do you know what's new and what to use and what not to use?
For me, I look a lot of, I have platforms at work that I currently use, keeping on top of trends. In terms of keeping up to date, honestly, I love beauty and I love to shop and I'm constantly on TikTok. TikTok helps a lot. Again, like just a lot of things are online now. There's so many different reviews, there's so many different platforms where you can search it. And I think it's quite easy now to navigate and find more about a product, especially now because Korean beauty is so big.
So K beauty is definitely getting more and more attention here
Hmm.
in the US. And so I'm curious, is skincare trending in Korea as well, or does Korean skincare have a longer history and we in the US are just happening to find out about it now?
I think it's currently, I wouldn't say it's trending in Korea. It's just the products that are currently trending outside of Korea and in the US often reflect on what's popular at local spots at Olive Young. So Olive Young is similar to like their Sephora.
Okay.
And currently what's buzzing on Instagram and TikTok. So just like your Clinique, just like your Charlotte Tilbury's or Paula's Choice, their Korean brands have a cult following there. Korea has their own cult brands and they must have products. And as mentioned, thanks to social media, Korean beauty is just reaching such like a broader audience. And I think it's also much broader because of the cultural trends. So just beyond beauty, we're seeing influence from like K-pop, Korean
Mhm.
fashion, Korean popular TV shows like Netflix. I think Korea overall is just a big trend at the moment as well, outside Korea, of course.
Outside of Korea. What are the
Yeah.
unique qualities of the Korean products? Like, why would we choose the Korean trending skincare products
Hmm.
over any other products?
I think for me, what really stands out personally with Korean and Japanese products, it's their texture and performance. They feel amazing on my skin. The hair products absorb so beautifully. Many of these products as well emphasize on repairing and calming the skin with a stronger focus on barrier and hydration. So it's all about skin health to really achieve that dewy, hydrated look that we all want. And their approach centers on achieving that healthy skin possible, which is what I love. So it's not about masking the product, it's about how you can maintain that skin health over time.
You know, speaking on the US perspective, I think there's always been a lot of emphasis placed on makeup and buying the right makeup products to make yourself look great. But I think the focus is now starting to shift towards skincare and healing the skin so you have that
Yeah.
more natural, healthy glow that you mentioned. One of the terms that you hear when you think of K beauty is quote unquote glass skin.
Hmm.
So what does that
Yeah.
mean? And what are people trying to achieve with that?
With with glass skin, it's a term that really perfectly captures the hallmark of K beauty. So it's all about clear, smooth, and intensely hydrated skin with almost like a reflective glow on your skin. The goal with glass skin is to really achieve that even, flawless complexion that leaves the skin almost translucent, like a sheet of glass, which is why it's called glass skin. I think people aim to get that skin that looks naturally luminous and really healthy, which of course involves building that solid skincare routine, focusing on hydration, exfoliation, and layering products like your essences, serums, and moisturizers. The result is a complexion that not only looks really vibrant, but just also really well cared for and
Mm.
looked after skin. We're seeing more of that clean girl look, less makeup, and just a well looked after complexion.
So, do Asian products work for all type of skins? Do they work with oily skin, with dry skin?
Mhm. Absolutely. So, with brands in Australia, they often prioritize really gentle formulations that work for sensitive skin, but also addressing your common skin concerns like oil or dehydration. You'll find a range of different products when you're in these stores, some a bit more lightweight, some more hydrating more than others, or some just for more oily prone skin. All the ingredients are really nourishing. So many of the products that are available in Korea and Japan, they aim to support the skin's natural barrier, but keep it really well hydrated. So the benefit that tends to work across all types of different
Words, yeah.
skincare and also maintain that moisture balance.
Ooh.
So this, do the K beauty or J beauty products typically use a lot of the same ingredients that you would find in the skincare products that we have here in the market in the States?
What's really interesting about K Beauty and J Beauty is that they do use familiar ingredients that you'll probably see in a lot of popular products in the States, but they partner it up with really region specific ones that set it apart. For example, you'll find things like, hyaluronic acid, your vitamin C's, and your retinol. But alongside these, many of the K Beauty and the J Beauty products also incorporate more traditional ingredients. So you'll see things like green tea, rice, ginseng, some mugwort, all really deeply rooted in Asian skincare. And it's just really valued in the market for that soothing and brightening effect. Another unique feature in these products, you'll see innovative ingredients, which you'll probably see already, is that, you've got snail in it, you've got fermented extracts, Centenna acetica, which is really known for that restoring and hydration. While we're starting to actually see a lot of these ingredients in Western markets, K Beauty and J Beauty have been doing this for years. So it's nothing really new to them, but as mentioned, they've got a really distinct approach where they emphasize on gentle but effective results and long-term health, of course.
Long-term health. That's the most important one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people would hear what you're saying. They would say, "Oh, this is amazing," but if we go to the cost side of it, are K beauty, J beauty products expensive? Are they within the reach of everyone, or they are more exclusive?
Um, with Korean and J Beauty, they are super affordable. I believe cleansers can start from $10. A
Whoa.
really good serum can start from $30. It's very affordable, especially, of course, like if you're in Korea or Japan. But in saying that, now I'm seeing in stores would be very closely matched to what you're seeing overseas as well. And I think if you're someone that wants to start using Korean beauty or start using Japanese beauty and you don't know where to start, I would recommend starting with the Korean beauty essentials or the Japanese beauty essentials. So start looking into like a cleansing balm or oil cleanser. So double cleansing is such a big thing in Korean beauty, and it's a fantastic way of removing makeup and impurities without stripping the skin. Looking into sheet masks. So sheet masks are very popular. They are just an easy way to really pamper and hydrate and brighten the skin. Looking into toners. So toners that offer hydrating and soothing effects. They're really great for beginners because they're so gentle and they provide a lot of moisture. And of course, SPF. Koreans and Japanese beauty is all about really lightweight, non-greasy SPF. And they harp on about how important SPF is for the skin as well.
Okay, so where in the world would I find this? Because I, quite frankly, am in the market for a new cleanser, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out that right formula. So where would I find that? How could I find that?
This one's going to be a hard one, I think, because in Australia, I've got W Cosmetics. I don't know what there is in the US. I think our stores are different. So in Australia, we would shop at W Cosmetics, which is a massive Korean and Japanese store here in Australia. We also have them available at Sephora now, a lot of Korean and Japanese products. But again, I'm not too sure about the state.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Well, that's something for us to research, Nor.
Research, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Because
brings me
in Australia, it's huge. Yeah.
It's huge in Australia. Well, that brings me to another subject. Like you work in the product development, new product development, bringing the product to the
Hmm.
market, working the whole chain of custody so the product will reach a
Hmm.
customer. You're based
Hmm.
on Australia. Do you know, like, is it hard to get those products to the US? The regulations are similar, aren't they?
As in, like, getting a like production into the US.
Yeah, or bringing the products themselves to the US.
I don't think it would be that hard because I am currently launching some products in the US. However, of course, that's made in Australia. In terms of Korean beauty, like they don't have anything that's so active or that's so harsh that would be closely monitored by the FDA. I think that it wouldn't be that hard to get a lot of the Korean products in the US at all.
That's what I thought. So maybe we can get them online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You should be able to.
Probably.
I think as well, I don't know. I personally buy a lot of the Korean products through Korean websites that
Hmm.
ship to Australia. So I have a feeling if it's shipping to Australia, it'll definitely ship to the
Sure.
US. I think Australia, in terms of getting product as well, it's a little bit harder,
It's
I
a little,
find.
yeah,
Yeah.
regulations are very strict over there. I agree over that. So, yeah. So now, if someone out there who already uses K Beauty and G Beauty products and they want to know your favorite brand, would you
Mhm.
mind sharing your favorite brand?
My favorite products include the Medipil toner pads. So I currently use the Blemish formula and I'm obsessed with this product. I use this after I cleanse and before I use a serum and moisturizer, and my skin is so plump and it's so healthy. I also carry this when I'm traveling because they're already pre-soaked for you. And
Um,
so you kind of minimize the time and minimize the products. If you're like me and you have a million products in your luggage,
yeah.
this is a great product. I'm terrible at packing beauty. I feel like I always overpack, but this is when I go away next week, this is definitely one of the products I'm going to pick. Another product I love and I've been using for a very long time, and it's getting a lot of traction on TikTok, is the Beauty of Joseon SPF. I believe it's the rice and probiotics. This is an amazing SPF. It feels so light on my skin. It doesn't pile. It leaves my skin so healthy, and I get a lot of compliments when I wear it because your skin actually looks very healthy when you use it. Another product I love, this is more hair care. It's a Japanese brand and it's called N Honey. It's actually really hard at the moment to get those products in Australia because it's constantly off the shelf. I
Mhm.
currently use the N Honey shampoo and the And Honey, I believe it's some moisture treatment, and I love it. It smells so good. My hair is so healthy and I find that it's really good for my scalp as well. Another product, my last product, I can talk about this all day. My favorite product that would have to be the Tia Cushion Pad Foundation. This was another product that was trending on TikTok, and it's pretty much a foundation in like a cushion pad format, and it leaves you with such a sheer but full coverage at the same time and a very healthy glow. So I'd say those are my top picks at the moment.
Those are awesome. We'll have to put those in the show notes too, Shinta. So lastly, if our listeners want to follow you for more tips on skincare and beauty, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I hardly post on TikTok, to be honest, but I do have a few videos on there. I'm been a bit lazy lately. So you can just find me on Instagram, which is just Shinta Huynh. So that's just my full name.
Cool. Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate that so much. I think you gave us a lot of information for someone who's
Mhm.
new for G Beauty products and K Beauty products. That was a lot for me.
Me too, as well, Shinta. Thank you again for your time today. It's
Mm,
been awesome.
Thank you for having me.
It was great speaking with Shinta. She gave us so much information. I have always been a fan of Asian health and Asian beauty, but I don't know. I think we've never dived into that world, and it's really rich. And I've learned a lot from her, and I think I'm going to do a lot more reading about those products. How about you, Linda?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to admit, I've always admired Asian beauty, Korean beauty, Japanese beauty. I've always admired that. I'm extremely curious about the hair products that she talked about. So I think I'm going to be checking them as well as that cleanser. But yeah, I'm curious, and I was really shocked, quite frankly, that when she mentioned what the prices were, because I am not spending that less amount on my skincare products. I can tell you that.
Oh
So
my God, we eat much more than that.
yeah. So I'm thinking if I can have, my cake and eat it too, that'd be awesome. So, yeah. So Nora, it was a lot of fun visiting with her. We want to thank you all for listening to this episode of Nourify and Beautify, where we show you the other side of beauty. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you'll subscribe or follow the podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you want more information about us or to read our blog, check us out at nourify-beautify.com.
Our podcast is produced by TSE Studios and our music is from SoundStream. If you haven't been to our YouTube channel, you can watch our interviews there as well. And we'd love it if you would leave us a comment while you're at it. I'm Laura Michelle.
And I'm Linda Yates. We'll be back next week with another great episode of Nourify and Beautify. See you then.